Barefoot shoes are supposed to be wide, flat, and flexible, and I think I've found the widest ones out there. Let's talk about these. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. If you like videos on barefoot shoe reviews or human movement practice, I'm your guy. So hit that subscribe button, like today's video, because that really helps the algorithm push stuff out to more people like yourselves, and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talk about today. I've done quite a few shoe reviews on some of my favorite minimalist and barefoot brands so far, but this brand is a little bit different in the sense that it's European based, which for me, doing US sizing and all that kind of stuff was a little different. We'll get to that in a second. But this is also a brand that I've kind of had my eye on for a while through Instagram posts and the barefoot shoe community interactions with it over the last couple of months. The company is called Be Lenka, and they're a European-based barefoot minimalist shoe brand that makes some pretty interesting and rather cool-looking shoes, and I've always wanted to try some. One of the main things that has drawn me to this brand is the shape of their toe box, which on first impressions looks really, really wide. And for me, wanting to compare a bunch of different shoe brands to each other, getting these in my possession and trying them out to see how wide they actually are was something that I looked forward to. I chose their easy slip-ons because I have a lot of shoes that have shoelaces, and for my own personal style and taste, I wanted something that was a little bit easier to slide on, just to go out on the town and have as a casual shoe. So this is the one that I picked up. I really like the upper material. It's made from a nice leather. The stitching is really nice. The upper tongue portion has some elastic pieces in it to sort of stretch with the size of your midfoot, so that's really nice. I will say though, I've got a pretty skinny foot with a normal sized arch. If you're somebody who has a really high raised arch, just naturally, this might be a little bit more uncomfortable for you just because it might start to tug down and feel a little bit too snug in that specific area. The outsole is a single piece of material that follows a zero drop platform from the back to the front, and it kind of comes up on the backside into this nice little heel cup, which I've only seen in another pair of shoes, which are the Lems Primal 2. At first, if you're not used to that material, especially as you take walking steps, it's gonna feel a little bit strange, especially when you compare it to something like the Zero Shoes Prio, which is just a flat sole all the way across. But overall, I think it's really comfortable to walk on and it feels just like every other barefoot shoe that I have. What's nice about these is that they have a little bit of an elevated lip that comes up on the backside to sort of protect the Achilles tendon as you're taking steps, and it's actually got a little bit of padding right there on the inside too, so you don't get a ton of rubbing, and it's really comfortable to wear even without socks. A little bonus feature that I kind of like that's a little quirky is the pattern on the underside of the shoe. It's this nice leaf shape that sort of conforms to the shape of the shoe. There's even a smaller one down near the heel that kind of follows right along those leading lines. I think it's a nice little nod to the fact that this is more natural for your foot and kind of leads into that natural minimalistic footwear mindset. One of the things that was a little different about sizing this shoe, if you are used to American sizing, is they do run on European sizing. So I kind of had to do a little shoe size conversion. I'm normally a US size 9, which is a 42 in European sizing. And what I will say with this shoe specifically, because of how wide it is, and we'll talk about that here in a second, is that I probably could have gone down to a 41 and still had plenty of room for my feet. Putting these on with a foot that's naturally a little bit more narrow, but I'm seeking for some separation and some room, these felt really, really big on me, especially in the front. They're not too bad now that I've gotten used to them, but that's something maybe to consider if you're used to US sizing and you want to size yourself for a pair from this company. Overall, the construction for the shoe is pretty similar and really on par with every other shoe brand that I've tried up to this point, but the big distinguishing factor is the shape and size of their toe box. When I compare the Be Lenkas to my Zero Shoes, my Feel Grounds, and my Lems, the toe box is massively different from all three brands. As you can see, with all four of these shoes lined up next to each other, there is a massive change in the amount of width that you get for your foot in the toe box as you sort of move from most narrow to widest. I would say the Prio is probably the narrowest of the shoes, When I put my foot in barefoot and I try to spread my toes out, my big toe will kind of butt up against the inside of the shoe, letting me know that I'm sort of reaching the end of that width. The next one up from that for me would probably be the Feel Grounds. It's a very nice wide toe box, but probably just a little bit wider than the Zeros, not as wide as the other two. Limbs follows closely behind the Be Lenkas. It has always been a comfortable wide toe box. I really enjoy the toe box in my Limbs, especially the Primal 2s. So comparing that to the other two shoes that we've talked about so far, it's probably the widest up to this point. And then we finally get to the Be Lenkas, which are much, much wider. When I stick my foot inside, I have a hard time getting my pinky toe and my big toe to touch both ends of the shoe. That could be because I have a naturally narrower foot, and if you're someone who has a much wider foot, the way that the bones run out and your ability to spread your toes, you might find that not to be that big of a deal, and it actually might be really, really comfortable for you. If you are somebody who has really, really wide feet, this is gonna be a great shoe for you to start with because it's gonna give you all the room that you need to grow and improve your foot motion as you go down this journey. Function-wise, I would say that these shoes fit into the casual category along with my Feel Grounds. They're a pair of shoes that I would wear on a rest day or out on a date. I know for some of you it may not be your cup of tea as far as styling is concerned, but I don't mind them. I think they look good. They go great with shorts and a t-shirt, summertime. You just want to slip your feet into a pair of shoes and go out on the town. So I really, really like them for that. As far as workouts and hiking and doing a lot of fitness activities, definitely would not be putting these on. I'll reserve my Prios and my Primal 2s for activities like that. Ultimately, guys, it comes down to personal taste. If you like the way that they look and it's something that you would consider putting on your feet style-wise, comfort-wise, I think it's a good purchase, but that's up to you. That's up to your own personal taste. If you are somebody though who needs to have a really wide toe box because of your foot shape or because you're trying your best to get your feet to move as much as possible, this brand has got you covered. I think their toe box is the widest in the industry from what I've tried so far. But you won't be disappointed if that's what you're looking for. As always, guys, if you want to try these shoes out or any of the other shoes that I've talked about in today's video, you can click the links down in the description and that'll take you over to their website where you can pick out your own favorite color, style, whatever. Those are affiliate links for me, so you clicking on that will give me some credit and you will be helping to boost the channel by doing so. As always, guys, if you have any questions, please drop those down in the comments. I love answering those and connecting with you all on the things that you care about the most. As my collection grows, I will be sure to post as many videos as possible to show you guys and help communicate my passion and love for barefoot shoes and the barefoot world that I'm entering into. If there's anything that you'd like me to make a video on, just let me know in the comments again. Until next time, take your socks off, go outside, get some sun, walk around on some rocks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.